Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, and elders, the great millstone, and well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, iron pushing truth and sincerity. The water for which I do, we love you, we appreciate you. To the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and Shalom to y'all. It's your brother Dawud Dad here from the great millstone camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and who the word ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists, he to be. All right, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is a savior, he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. If you're watching this now, you are a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino man or woman. You are a Hebrew Israelite. All right, according to the Holy Bible, you will not find Black, Latino, or Native American in the Bible. All right, and you won't find Japanese and what these different Indian and all that stuff won't be in the Bible. Jamaican and whatnot. So you got to figure out who you are through the scriptures. And if you're watching this now, you think that this is the truth, but you don't look like a so-called Black, Native American, or Latino, there's a good chance that you could possibly be a Hebrew Israelite. All right, it goes back to your lineage goes back to, all right, whether it's going back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or another nation, right? So without further ado, we left off, and that's what we were talking about, right? We're talking about our lineage, our forefathers, seeing the things that they went through to get to where we're at today. And last time we left off Genesis chapter 30, and we did part 1, so we're doing a part 2. We have to jump back on where we left off. Lord willing, you edifying. This is Genesis 30 and 21. It says, and afterwards she bare a daughter and called her name Dinah, and God remembered Rachel, and God and Yahweh hearkened to her and opened her womb, and she conceived and bare a son, and said, Yahweh hath taken away my reproach, and she called his name Joseph, and said, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall add to me another son. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go unto my own place and to my country. So you remember, in the first part, previously, Jacob spent a lot of time getting his wives, right? Jacob spent a whole lot of time, a whole lot of effort, and put in a whole lot of work in order to, get his wives, and he worked for his uncle Laban. But, it was, Jacob damn near worked like a slave, man. He put in that work, man. And you remember, he was promised Rachel in the beginning, which is which means she was betrothed to him, right? Betrothed, is you say like it's like a promise, it's like a promise for marriage. You can if you got a daughter, you can grow fond of a certain young individual and be like, hey man, when my daughter comes of age, you're gonna marry my daughter, or I promise my daughter to to your son, something like that. You can do that, and that's a promise, and that's how they call them arranged marriages, but that's the customs of our people. Because you let these women choose, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go after Tyrone and Ray Ray, right? The niggas of the block, and they're gonna end up having a whole bunch of babies with a whole bunch of different men, and having hot girl summer and what they call old phases. But the Most High never structured our family views and values off of dating around and women having whole phases and being equal to men and whatnot. That's the wickedness of this world that allows them to do that. Because it's a structure, it's an order of things. Scriptures say do all things decently in order. Well, your father sees that there's a good man. He's not gonna pick a fat ugly slob for you. These women, maybe I won't like the guy that my father chooses, or no, because he's gonna pick somebody like no. Your father loves you. He's not gonna pick you a fat old slob. He's gonna pick you somebody. Certain kings did do that to to get certain allies and relationships, but that was like rare. Your father didn't pick you, a nice, built, handsome man with values, man, who fears the Lord. And that's how it was. It was order to things, and she had that one man. If he died, then she was able to remarry, but that was it. It wasn't, oh, I'm gonna try the waters and test the waters to see what I like. There's none of that shit, because our the women of our family aren't hoes. They're that's, well, they're not supposed to be, right? So so going back into this, before I go very too far off, he worked hard for for Rachel, and then he was beguiled, man. Laban tricked him, and yet made him work another 7 or so years or whatever it was to if he got the first daughter, and then he got Rachel afterward, But he been working hard as hell, man, So he's ready to leave now. He wants to go and, start his family anew. Continuing on. It says, give me my wives and my children for whom I serve thee, and let me go. Yeah, because he served Laban for all his family. It says, for thou knowest my service which I have done thee. Right, exactly. And it says, and Laban said unto him, I pray thee, if I have found favor in thy eyes, tarry. For I have learned by experience that the Lord hath blessed me for thy sake. Yeah, so he's happy that Jacob, hey man, he put that work in and made his economy plentiful. It says, and he said, appoint me thy wages, and I will give it. And he said unto him, thou knowest how I have served thee, and how thy cattle was with me. For it was little which thou hadst before I came, and it is now increased unto a multitude, and the Lord hath blessed thee since my coming. And now when shall I provide for my own house also? Yeah, man. Shit, and you can see we have that same thought process. We're in our heads. We're like, yo, man, we've been working. When can we just fall back and start working on our families? Because if you're working in these days, man, it's like you feel like you don't even have time for your kids and your family and whatnot, and your woman and whatnot, your household. You got shit you gotta get fixed around the house. You need to take a day off or work, or wait till the weekend or some shit to get it done, and then weekend come and you tired of shit. Hey, man, it's brutal work, man. It says, and he said, what shall I give thee? And Jacob said, thou shalt not give me anything. If thou wilt do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep thy flock. I will pass through all the flock today, removing from thence all the speckled and spotted cattle, and all the brown cattle among the sheep, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and of such shall be my hire. So he's like, hey man, I'm gonna get the worst out for you, And that's hard work, man. You gotta go through all the damn sheep. He got a lot. You gotta go through all of them and see which ones is good and which ones is got blemishes and whatnot on it. That shit's gonna be hard as hell to do, But even though he did what he's supposed to do in making Laban pretty much rich, pretty much in that time, he asked him to do more work, man. It says, so shall my righteousness answer for me in time to come, when it shall come for my hire before my face. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and brown among the sheep, I shall be counted stolen with me. And Laban said, behold, I would it might be according to thy word. And he removed today the goats that were ring-strapped and spotted, and all the she goats that were speckled and spotted, everyone that had some white in it, and all the brown among the sheep, and gave them into the hands of his sons. And he set 3 days' journey betwixt himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flock. And Jacob took him rods of green poplar, and of the hazel and chestnut tree, and piled white strakes in them, and made the white appear, which was in the rods. You see all this work that Jacob had to go through in order to have us, right? It says, and he set the rods which he had piled before the flocks, and the gutters, and the watering troughs, when the flocks came to drink, that they should conceive when they came to drink. And the flocks conceived before the rods, and brought forth cattle ring-strapped, speckled, and spotted. And Jacob did separate the lambs, and set the faces of the flocks toward the ring-strapped, and all the brown in the flock of Laban, and he put his own flocks by themselves. and put them into Laban's cattle. So he was giving Laban the best of the best, man. You know, he was giving Laban the best of the flock, and he was keeping, the unwanted ones, so to speak. The ones Laban probably thought, yeah, all right. The ones Laban probably thought was lesser. He's like, I'll take these, man. You take the good ones. So all that work he put in, plus he gave him the good sheep and whatnot, and the good cattle. And all right, 41. It says, and it came to pass whensoever the stronger, and that shows our humility, man. Like, that's the humility that humbleness that Jacob came with, man. He came with all that strenuous work ethic, and then still, did the righteous thing and upheld Laban and put him first before himself. After he already paid all his dues. That just show you, man, we went through a lot of, our forefathers went through a lot of shit in order to get to where we're at today, man. You should be grateful you're a Hebrew Israelite. It says, and it came to pass whenever the strong cattle did conceive, that Jacob laid the rods before the eyes of the cattle in the gutters, that they might conceive among the rods. But when the cattle were feeble, he put them not in. So the feebler were Laban's, and the stronger Jacob's. And a man increased exceedingly, and had much cattle, and maidservant, and men servants, and camels, and asses. But that's it, though. We're done here. We gotta go to the next one. I gotta go handle some business. Lord willing, you edify. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshai, Bashem, Rakakadash. The bond of the apostles, that was a great millstone, our well. Peace and citation to the whole fellow out here pushing truth and sincerity. The water for what you do. We love you, appreciate you, to the spirit of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshai, Shalom to you.